Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be covering a video series on YouTube called the ChezzKid Archives. Essentially what lies within these tapes are archived footage of a website created in the year 2000. The website was later shut down in 2003 for reasons unknown. However, there is a bit of a catch to this video, so this video is in collaboration with my buddy
Gyroscope.
So we've already covered the first half of the series on
Gyroscope's
channel, so definitely be sure to check that out because or else this video won't really make sense. So I'm also in that video, which is also cool, and then later we're going to see Gyroscope on this video, which is awesome. So the link to Gyroscope's video will be linked in the description and also in the pinned comment of this video. But yeah, just check out
Gyroscope's
channel in general though. Their videos are really good. If you like mine, you'll definitely love theirs. So leaving off from part 1, there is actually only one installment left in the series. The final and longest entry in the series is titled Chezz.com, Lost 2000s website, found footage, birthday minigame, rare footage. Really emphasizing the rare there.
Oh, hi! I haven't seen you around.
The website boots up and we are taken to the main menu of the Chezz.com website. The player selects one of the icons and the game continues to glitch out, as it normally tends to do so. The birthday surprise game boots up and the description reads, "It's Lola's birthday, and Chetzer and his friends are planning a huge birthday party. Chetzer then comes on screen and says that they want to tell you something, but that you can't tell anyone what it is."
Oh, hi! I haven't seen you around. Can I tell you something on my mind? You gotta promise not to tell anyone.
Chetzer then goes on to tell you how a storm blew all of Lola's presents all over town, and then proceeds to ask you if you can help recover the presents.
My friend Lola's having a birthday party. She was going pretty smooth until that storm came by last night and totally blew all the presents all over the town. You know, I'm just one cat. There's only a little bit I can do, but if only I had some help. Excuse me, an idea. You can help me, right? Awesome.
Then proceeding to tell you how to play the game, which is pretty much going around town and clicking all the presents that you find. However, something disturbing begins to happen when the game begins to glitch. Chetzer keeps repeating the phrase, "Don't tell Lola."
Also, make sure you don't tell Lola. Also, make sure you don't tell Lola. Also, you don't tell Lola. Make sure you... Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go!
And what proceeds is a clip that was shown to us in an unlisted video that we covered over on
Gyroscope's
channel. However, in that video it just cut off after we click the present, but in this one it proceeds and we get to see what happens when we do click the present. This time we actually get to see what was inside. Inside the present there isn't anything out of the ordinary, it's just a necklace. And clicking on the phone in the room directs us to a new layout, where the player can check messages on the phone. And one of the messages that does play out is a voicemail from Hopper the Rabbit.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Chester, call me back when you can. Harry's been looking to buy some more carrots from you. I know you and your grandpa were selling them a couple summers ago, so call me back when you get this message. Don't keep me waiting.
After the voicemail, the player clicks the side of the wall 3 times and activates some sort of a hidden change within the game. So clicking the wall 3 times does open up a different section of the game, which I'm assuming wasn't meant for people to find. After those 3 clicks, the game begins to load once again, but this time the background is a little bit different. The background is a photo from the real world. Lola approaches the player and talks about how today is their birthday, to which Chetzer replies saying that they forgot, and Lola does not take this well.
I've been looking all over for you. Anywho, do you know what today is? Oh, come on, you know. What? You forgot? I mean, how about you see yourself away from me, you mangy cat?
However, in that short interchange between Lola and Chetzer, something appears on screen for a single frame while Lola is upset. And before I do show you guys the image, I do want to say that it is a little blurry and hard to see. However, it is still pretty hard to look at and pretty upsetting. The image is of what appears to be Sarah Triller, her face covered in blood, as if someone punched them repeatedly in the face. One of her eyeballs even appears to be popping out of its socket. In the next area, we find ourselves in a meadow with a windmill in the distance. Ticking Tim is waving at the player. And something that's really interesting is that we do get another look at the flower that appeared in episode 3, staring at us within the woods. So that flower that was in the woods, oddly placed for no reason, was Ticking Tim's flower. Again, that could be just some sort of bug that made the flower appear in that section of the game, but again, we don't really know.
You to brush up on our mathematics and get us started. 3 plus... Oh, something else you said. Well, fill this clock...
And then Ticking Tim tells the player that if they want to get the present back for Lola, they have to beat Ticking Tim in a game of his own choice. And upon telling Tim no, it makes Tim extremely upset and Tim starts acting strange.
Oh, you say? Well, come back when you're ready to get your precious gift back.
However, in the middle of this dialogue, in a single frame, yet again, Ticking Tim's face switches, revealing what looks like if Tim's face were melted in a fire. The player then makes their way to the windmill, and inside they find a photograph of 2 people, and by the looks of it, the person on the left is Sarah. However, the person on the right is unknown, although we can assume that this person is Sarah's spouse or partner, or at least somebody that she's very close to. And once again, we are tasked with looking for the present, and opening it reveals yet again another gift for Lola, this time a yo-yo. But after Chetzer says nice job, an alarm goes off.
Hey, nice job!
Why? Why would an alarm go off in a game where you're supposed to find every single present? And going further into the video, it proves that we are not done with Ticking Tim yet. Oh, we have much to see. And for the next segment, we'll be taking over, so see you in a bit.
Thanks for having me, Wildman. We start off in a bedroom that quickly distorts before we're shown the phone yet again. When they check the answering machine, we're subjected to some horribly distorted audio that I'm not even going to attempt to subject you to. It seems like more or less what the person is saying is that they're contacting someone about coming to the studio, aka exactly where ChezzKids was being developed, and they may have had some type of falling out or something in the past. It's really hard to make anything out, so take that with a grain of salt. The man that appears at the bottom of the image is none other than the other missing developer, which means this call was also probably to Sarah. The player is then transported into another area and clicks on some birthday hats, which causes a happy jingle to play before they disappear. After going back to Ticking Tim, the player talks to Tim only to receive an extremely distorted audio-visual experience. He says the same things as the first encounter. The only difference is that he also says, "Yes, let the games begin," after the player challenges him. In Tim's tic-tac-talk, you both pick a square to place your character in, and then it reveals where you both place your character at. It's actually a pretty creative way to play such a simple game. The creator beats him in the first round. In the second round, the screen distorts in the beginning, and Ticking Tim also says,
You're beginning to annoy me.
Tim beats the player by going out of the confines of the game before the final round begins. The sound goes out before it turns into a distorted mess of noise. Tim is no longer there, and his character on the board is also distorted. As the character takes over the board, the sound becomes more and more layered. Here we see an image of what is likely the body of Sarah. This picture may have been taken by medical professionals doing an autopsy, or even worse, the person who took her life. The player then gets a "you win" message before going back to where Tim is. Tim then gives the player the gift. It contains a clock, which makes sense. We then see a very distorted image of Tim before this plays. Honestly, I have no clue what it says. The loading message says, "If 100 of your friends went missing, would you try and find them?" Very creepy. We then visit Benny Bear, who just looks around. For some reason, this was extremely eerie. Just silent. And now, Wowman will cover the rest.
Inside of Benny's home, it's dark and empty, with only a candle to light the way. A present slowly approaches the player, and inside of the present is the person from earlier, along with the phone that they used to call Sarah. However, as for what the person is trying to say, it is extremely hard to make out, as the audio is extremely distorted.
It sounds like, all I've been getting from you recently is your,
The website subsequently crashes, revealing a crash screen. And there are only a few words that I can make out from this blurry image. Source failure to connect. Although based on those few words, we can assume that this was an error screen that occurs when the site crashes and or a failure to connect to the internet. And what precedes is a continuation of the person that was trying to call Sarah, the voicemail.
because I talked to you when we were in the studio, and it's like whenever I try to talk outside of work, you just aren't very receptive. So I just, was wondering if everything's okay between us. If you want to talk about something, you can. If not, I understand too. You just really care about you.
So just using context clues, we can assume that this person making a voicemail for Sarah is Sarah's partner or somebody that is extremely close to Sarah, meaning that this person is the same person that was in the photograph from earlier, as well as the same person that was looking for Sarah in those woods. And the person in this photo also works on the website alongside Sarah. The Chez site has created a rift between the two, where Sarah is only willing to talk to them during work hours and or about work. Sarah's mind is completely focused on the development of the website and nothing else. The game loads back in and we venture to a countryside home. A note is posted on the door from Harry, saying, "Come back tomorrow." And if we recall, Harry is the red cat with the yellow construction hat. And once again, another gift for Lola appears on screen. The present slowly opens, revealing a vase of flowers with a note attached to the vase. Then another present appears. Slowly, the present lifts itself up out of the frame, and we're presented with the answering machine once again. And Sarah's partner is shown on screen. Their screams of agony as we look at their eyes ripped from their sockets and their jaw ripped clean off.
No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Woolly Worm stands in the corner of the room, staring at the player with empty eyes, grinning. The face of Woolly Worm becomes increasingly more disturbing as they get closer to the camera. Lola appears on screen as the site attempts to go back to the birthday minigame. Lola thanking the player for the presents, but immediately crashes after a few words are spoken. Sarah's face appears at the bottom of the screen as the entire cast of characters fade in behind her. We love you, Sarah. And the final installment does end there. The series concludes in an extremely unsettling fashion. What we watched was a collection of footage from a website that was created in the early 2000s about a university student named Sarah R. Triller, whose aspirations to create the next big website proved a failure. The site was opened in 2000 and shut down in 2003. And recalling from the previous video, Sarah was a student at Oregon University and was even voted as a brilliant mind in one of the school's magazines. Having her own interview in a magazine that was meant to be about students that were brilliant and making the next big thing. However, over the coming years, the Chez website, which was Sarah's dream that she worked on for 3 years, proved to be a failure. The site was opened in 2000 and shut down in 2003. 3 years of her life were dedicated to the website. Blood, sweat, and tears were all poured into the website, not to mention the destruction of her relationship with the person in the photograph. The person that was subsequently killed after leaving a voice message to Sarah. And because there's still a lack of solid evidence as to what happened all those years ago, there's still room for speculation. Because if we recall from episode 3 in the last video, Sarah's partner was seen in the woods looking for Sarah, presumably looking for her body. So what I believe happened is that Sarah was praised at the beginning of creating her website, being featured in a magazine of her university called The Minds of the Future. But as time went on, people began saying that the site was buggy, glitched, and crashed all the time. And with an inability to fix her creation, Sarah dedicated more and more time into it until it took over her life. And her partner was feeling a disconnect between them. Both of them worked on the website, but Sarah's commitment to making the website a success quickly turned into obsession, to the point where she began neglecting her partner. Now it is uncertain how Sarah and her partner were killed, but according to the game's corrupted files, they both met terrible fates. Sarah was the first to go. A missing poster was created and put all over town. Her partner spent their days in the woods looking for Sarah, presumably because this is the last place that they were seen. But wandering in those woods was just as dangerous, and it is unknown how or why Sarah and her partner were killed. However, with their deaths came the shutdown of Chez.com. All that remains now are the archives of the website, filled with clues on what truly happened to Sarah. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the 2-part video series that me and Jerisco both worked on to create for you guys, and it was super awesome to do. But yeah, feel free to let me know what you guys think is going on within this series. I know something that's floating around is that Sarah's partner is the one that killed Sarah, or maybe Sarah did it to herself. We don't really know. There's just too much to speculate in this series. Also, a huge shout out to all my Patreons. Thank you so much. You guys are so beautiful and awesome. Qberry, Brian, Harlow, Estenia, Bleh, and 10 Tiny Bees. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel. And if you want to support the channel and help me continue making videos, yeah, my Patreon is linked in the description, and it would be very awesome if you did, and then I can mention your name at the end of the videos. It's super cool. But yeah, that pretty much does it. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this video. Check out
Jerisco
channel, and yeah, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Again, it's always so awesome to make a video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.